Hello friends, it's Laura from coolmomandcollected.com. I am a homeschool mom of 5 children under 8, and we do a Charlotte Mason philosophy. We are in year 2. Our first year we homeschooled with the CMEC, and our second year we switched to Ambleside Online. I have a whole homeschool Q&A recent video you guys can check out. I'll link down below where you can learn all about why we made the change. But today's video is all about lessons that I learned my first year homeschooling. And whether you are a brand spanking new homeschool mom, or maybe you're a mom that's been homeschooling for 10 years, and these are great reminders that I feel will be beneficial for any homeschool mom to hear again and again. If you guys are looking for practical and inspirational videos about homeschooling Charlotte Mason, whether it's how you do a music study, how we do artist study, how we do homeschool in general, be sure to like the video and subscribe so that we can keep this homeschool content coming. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Lesson learned number 1, do not spoon feed your child. Now, this was a tough lesson for me to learn as a homeschool mom, because when you really just desire your child to grasp things, when you really just desire for them to progress and to move along, and you want things to click maybe quicker, we're doing the nursing. You want things to progress maybe quicker than your child is actually ready to progress. It can be very easy to want to feed your child answers, but we need to remember one huge part of homeschooling is to get our children thinking and learning for themselves. Obviously, if we're always spoon feeding our children every little thing, we're really not teaching them to think for themselves. For example, part of Charlotte Mason's philosophy for the younger years before they start writing is to have them orally narrate back to you. And I have a whole video on narration here. You can have them orally narrate back to you what they learned. It can be very tempting for the mother to want to put words into their children's mouth, or even guide them to respond to her ideal answer. This is something that I was tempted to do, and I even found myself doing it where I had to stop myself and write down, okay, this is something that I need to change. The desire for my child to learn quickly started to trump the desire for my children to truly grasp at their own pace. Number 2, remember to laugh with your child. Homeschool seems like it's going to be a long journey, but I hear these years go by very, very fast. What kind of experience do we want our children to have? Do we want our children to have an experience that's extremely tightly wound? Do we want them to have an experience that is joyful and positive and fun? And sure, this will definitely require the mother to be diligent over herself, having self-control, having patience, having gentleness. But then again, who doesn't want self-improvement? Homeschooling is an awesome way for us mothers to grow in fruits of the Spirit: patience, love, kindness, gentleness. Homeschooling to me is just another way to exercise and be refined in those things. And joy is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And so as we're learning with our child, we have to continue to keep the joy, to create lifelong learners, people that love to learn. Do you really think kids are going to love to learn if they're met with criticism, if they're met with disappointment, if they're met with seriousness, rushing? So let's not be so rigid and focused on checking the boxes that we completely forget about the joy of learning with your child. We are not trying to create a daily routine that consists of just making it through the day. Let's slow down and find moments to have joy with our children. The third lesson I learned: go at your child's pace. One of the whole points of homeschooling is to create an atmosphere centered around the uniqueness of your child. How many times have you stressed over missed lessons or optional activities, or maybe the comparison of what another mom is doing with her child, or piling on highly recommended curriculums that really aren't working for your child, but work for everyone else's? This is an unnecessary burden to carry. Your child is unique. Every child is unique. And as we are creating this atmosphere around our children, we need to make sure that we are honoring them and not ironically giving them the same, come on, keep up with everyone else, that we're trying to avoid in school, right? Because the reality is, in a school, you're going to be going at the pace of the whole classroom, not at the pace of one child. So if Timmy's having a hard time with math, we're not going to cancel the rest of today's activities just so the whole class can rally around Timmy to get him going. So there's really a unique advantage that your children have being homeschooled. And what we don't want to do is kind of rush a child to an expectation that takes them from this beautiful place of getting to learn at their own pace. Lesson number 4, it is okay to deviate from your normal routine. I'm a person, I love rules, I love routines, I love doing the same thing over and over and knowing what to expect. But if you are a rule follower like I am, then it may hurt your heart a little bit to have spontaneity jump into your day and kind of get you off track. I had one of my homeschooling mom friends remind me that this flexibility and spontaneity is the very beauty that homeschooling has to offer. Deviating from your routine may feel a little bit scary at first. And now that I think about it, the more that I stop fighting and embrace the spontaneity of life, or the moments where my plans were inevitably interrupted, the more we were unexpectedly blessed with life lessons and memories we wouldn't have had otherwise. I used to get really flustered when things went off track. Oh, we didn't finish this for the day. Oh, we didn't do that. Oh, we didn't do this. Or, oh, great, now we have to do that. We're going to miss out on this. It's on my wall, but my mom actually bought me this plaque that I used as kind of the centerpiece of my homeschool area. It says, you don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens. I love to have this near me because after my first year of homeschooling, I realized that a plan wasn't going to save me. For instance, my kid might be burnt out. I might be burnt out, and we might need to go outside instead of doing math, or we might need to put a pause on math and rearrange things. The more we can get flexible, the more of an enjoyable time that we will have. So just remember, it is okay to deviate from your plans as a homeschool mom. Don't allow that to affect your day, to ruin your day, to frazzle you. Use it as an opportunity to grow, because guess what? Life happens. And the funny thing is, deviating from your schedule, if you're kind of somebody who really likes a schedule, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it and the better you're going to feel. Lesson number 5, do not be so hard on yourself. Motherhood has challenging moments. So does homeschooling. Your child is not the only one that's learning. You are learning too. And the same grace that we extend to our children when we're teaching them is the same grace we need to extend to ourselves. Give yourself permission to grow throughout the year. When I first started homeschooling, I was so hard on myself. Maybe I got upset. Maybe all of a sudden I wasn't making homeschool fun. Maybe I rushed my child. Maybe I wasn't as gracious. Think about the mom guilt that we can occasionally get faced with in motherhood, and now put that in a whole other section devoted to homeschooling. It's really important that we are not hard on ourselves, and it's really important that we learn how to apologize. Kids are very forgiving, and I actually find the more we humble ourselves and apologize, if maybe we do need to apologize, that's something that can be a great model for your child, that can move the day along, that can keep it going and not harvest bitterness. And the last lesson I learned was that dependence on our Creator is key. For me, this is crucial. This is where all things flow. Teaching our children will no doubt be the most rewarding and yet the most challenging thing that we as mothers will probably ever do. There's going to be moments where we might doubt, where we might cry, where we might want to throw in the towel. But it's so important to remember that when we are weak, He is strong. And while it may feel on some days impossible to accomplish the daily tasks of homeschooling that we need to do, with Him, all things are possible. So I want to encourage you guys, as you are going through maybe some tough times in homeschooling, do not pull yourself away from God. Bring yourself towards Him, where you will be able to gain strength and encouragement for all the things we lack, knowing that He will supply our needs. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of things I learned my first year homeschooling. Thank you guys so much for watching. What is a lesson that you learned? It may just help another mama stay cool, calm, and collected. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye. If you notice your child is a little hesitant to answer, like maybe you'll ask a question and they'll kind of be thinking in a way where they're trying to say what they think you want them to say, then you might need to reflect, like I did, and say, hey, listen, I really care what you have to think. I'm not asking you because I want to know what you think. I think you're very special and you have a brain, and I want to know what you have to say. The more that I affirm my child's thinking, of course, not affirm the wrong answer, but am gentle and am careful in the way that I'm teaching, the more that I see them want to share with me what they learn. Where you might be in your homeschool journey is too much to do, not enough time, and feeling extremely overwhelmed. This can really make you second guess your child's learning. You know, if you're doing 3 handicrafts in one term and you're like, my son's not understanding how to weave, but then he's also having a hard time with clay, and he's also having, well, maybe you need to go at your child's pace. Maybe you need to start cutting some things out, and you need to just be okay moving at your child's pace.